What was it like
Absolutely.
being in the Navy? You traveled the world, I take it.
Yeah, I was in a community called the the Expeditionary Community. So NECC, Navy Expeditionary Combat Command. So I was with a small unit called the Riverine Unit. It's a small boat combat unit. And so my experience in the Navy was a lot different from the traditional sailor because it was, it was a smaller command. We were very focused on the expeditionary small craft, supporting, special warfare, Marines, all that stuff. And so, yeah, I didn't get to travel as much as if I were on a ship. But I did get to go to, the Middle East, Bahrain, up and down the Arabian Gulf, Bahrain, Dubai. I was able to do some training support missions in Peru and also in Panama. I got to go through the
Oh,
Panama Canal and do some force protection stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
I did travel the world before the Navy. Thankfully, I was in, I went to undergrad in New York State University in New York, and then I went to graduate school up in SUNY Cortland by Syracuse, and I finished my graduate degree in sport management by doing a study abroad program in Europe. Also, I went all over Western Europe. That was an amazing experience as well.
Yeah.
And then I joined the Navy after and traveled some more. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, you were ready. But by the time you hit real estate, you were ready to be in one spot, I bet.
Yeah, yeah. And it was nice. It just gave me a lot of perspective. Like traveling it really changed everything for me. I'm from a small housing project in New York City, small neighborhood, it's an intense environment, but it's, the same thing every day. And it's just this community and not a lot of people from that environment get to venture out and travel and experience different things. So I'm grateful that I went to school upstate, and then I took that study abroad opportunity to go travel the world and see what it was like. So by the time I came back from Europe, my whole mindset changed. I was like, wow, anything's possible. Like a kid from the inner city who grew up, not having a lot. And here I was in Paris and
Yeah.
Germany, Belgium, Switzerland. And I remember coming back they picked me up from JFK, my brothers, and we were driving back to the city. And I was like, my whole perspective has changed. I don't even want to be in New York anymore.
Yeah.
I want to go experience other things. So on a whim, right after college, after I studied abroad, I moved to Miami, Florida, to South
Oh,
Florida. I took a
wow.
sales job,
Uh-huh.
and I just moved into an apartment and started my life. I was in a
Yeah.
lot of debt. I had a master's degree. I was 25 years old, but I had nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And so I just started grinding, learning a lot about myself and sales. And I was selling door to door. I was selling like magazines and coupons door to door, which is
Yeah.
like the hardest form of sales, like face to face.
Yeah.
And then I did some business to business sales, learned a lot. And then '07, the market crashed. We all remember that. And '07, '08, and that's when I joined the Navy in '09. And I was like, you know what? I need to hit the reset button. I lost my job. I lost my
Yeah.
car. I was basically homeless. I
Yeah.
was homeless. If it wasn't for my brother taking me in and letting me sleep on his couch in a small studio apartment in South Beach, I would have been homeless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a lot. I joined the Navy, hit the reset button, and then now here I am in my third life, I call it. I've had multiple lives at 42 years old. And yeah, real estate has completely changed my life.
Awesome.
It's been such a blessing for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. I love the business. I've been in the business for 22 years and I'm on the lending side, but the thing that I can say that I appreciate about myself is I do a lot of work on myself. So you were talking about self-help books and things like that. I do a lot of things to develop myself because I want to enjoy. I do believe that there's a pursuit to happiness. And on the way to happiness, you got to be happy, right?